Hi, I'm Michelle Vickers.
And I'm Christine Beverly.
Welcome to the Consciousness Insider.
We have another great question this week that came from Danielle, which I'm sure many of our viewers will relate to. And Danielle writes, "Hi, Michelle. What I want to know is why I can't seem to meet or connect with a man. My heart is open and I'm finally ready, but the older I get, the more I feel like I'm destined to be alone. Thanks, Danielle."
Hi, Danielle. Such a great question. You know, I have so many people that ask this question on a regular basis. And at the end of the day, it's always unique. And your situation is extremely unique because of all the things that you've gone through and all of the past relationships and past experiences that you've had. The word I'm looking for, they've cautioned you. And so I know that you're saying that you're open and that you truly believe that you're open. But what I'm feeling is that you're only open this far, this far. But in order to be open to the relationship you want, you have to be this far open, which means you have some work to do. And, it's not like climbing a mountain work, but you have to actually recognize the things that you're not open to. Because right now what I'm seeing is, you have created a lot of rules, and in your mind, you're not thinking of them as rules. You want a man who does this and a man who does that. And it's not so much the physical look, but it's what his life looks like, as a whole, that you've got, ideas of what you want and what you don't want. And what's happening is you're blocking yourself from so much potential. So this is not about you. So this is the big mistake that a lot of people make, okay? And the reason that, then a lot of people will start dating, you're going to date the same kind of guy. He's just going to look different. He's going to drive a different car and he's going to have a different, he's going to live in a different house. But the reality is it's the dynamic of the man, that the partner, and that's what you're attracting. So you have to remember that who you're being, is who you're attracting. So if you're being on guard and being cautious and choosing, to look at someone as a package, and it's basically what they're showing me is you're basically faulting them before you even met them. Does that make sense?
Oh, it really makes a lot of sense. I can relate.
Right?
Yeah.
With a lot of rules,
yes.
You're going to fault anyone who comes into your life. So ultimately, what you want to do is you need to look at who you're choosing to be. Because right now, you're choosing to be the judge and the controller. So if you will. So if you were in a job, per se, that, you were being micromanaged and you were being controlled and basically driven down, certain, what's the word I'm looking for? Sort of corralled. The energy, it's like they're taking you, into certain areas. You don't want to go, but you have to go because that's what is being asked of you. Ultimately, what you're basically saying to energetically to any man you come across is you got to come down this narrow, tight little lane. And if you don't like it, then I'm just not open and I'm not interested. So energetically, people feel that, right? Like anyone that's coming near you, they're going to feel it. And what you want to make sure that you do is that you allow yourself to become open. So I know that your mind is saying I'm open, but what we need you to do is we need you to look at how you have decided that you're open. That's the first thing they're showing me. Because what it looks like is you've decided you're open in, the more physical areas, in the sense of wanting to have a partner, wanting that partner to be there, and to share life and share those experiences. But you're not actually open to allowing that person to actually get to know you, which is a fundamentally different approach. So when you're actually open on, they're showing me when you allow yourself to shift and open to who you're meant to be and because when you become who you're meant to be, then you obviously will attract who you're meant to be with. Mm-hmm. And in that experience, you then enhance each other's lives. And that's really a lot of what's wrong with how you're approaching dating. You're looking at bringing someone into your life who's going to enhance it. You've forgotten to look at it in a way that you're going to be enhancing that person's life as well. And that means your approach needs to be at least 50%. How am I going to approach? How am I going to enhance your life as well as, so instead of, judging what this person is or isn't doing, you need to be looking at yourself and what it is you have to offer. And if you can be more open and if you can be more engaged in the experience you want, because in order to create a bountiful, abundant experience, you need to put in a heck of a lot of effort. It's pretty, it goes without saying, but the problem is that when we have so many ideals, because we get together and we talk with our girlfriends and we see what other people have in their relationships, we decide these are the rules of what I want to experience. And we don't take into account that it's a human being that we're bringing ourselves into connection with. And that's where the money is. That's where you create an abundant relationship. If you're looking at that person as a 3D person, you're a very physical, but you're not taking into account the big picture and how you want to feel at the end of the day and how you want them to feel at the end of the day, then you're not going to be creating anything different than you've already created, for one. And for two, no one can get in unless you take them into account. Does that make sense?
There's so much to this that makes sense. There's so many layers. It's so much more than just one pat answer.
Yeah, 100%.
And I remember that journey for myself. I'm still learning more about it, but really, what really struck me is taking the time to discover who I am.
Yeah.
And what I have to offer. Not even who I am now, but who I want to be.
Yes.
And based on who I want to be, put my focus and my attention there. And it's different. Wanting to come into connection and share a life with a partner is different than I want to meet a man now.
Yes.
So it's all part of your big picture. I knew I wanted that as part of my experience.
Yeah.
But I had to focus on who I want to be and become in all areas of my life.
And the other side of who you wanted to be of service to this partner.
Absolutely.
And that was
it's all from the feeling side.
Yeah. It's all, no matter what it is you're creating in your life, no matter what, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's in a home, a new job, your community, it doesn't matter. You always want to focus on how you want to feel. And ultimately, if it includes, that creation includes other people, you want to take into consideration how you want them to feel. Yeah. Because if you haven't taken that into consideration, it's not going to be a part of your creation and it's going to fall short. Period. Every time. So what your soul is saying, Danielle, is allow yourself to expand your horizon. You can feel it. Feel the fullness of, who you are and what you have to offer your partner. And then you're going to have something to work with. Now you're going to start to recognize your value, and that is what's going to attract your mate, because you want someone who has as much value as you do. If you can't see your own value, then you're not going to be able to attract a mate who's valuable. Make sense?
So perfect. Yeah, makes so much sense.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for asking your question. It's such a great one. There's so many people, men and women, who have this question on a regular basis. If you want to create an amazing, amazing relationship that is built on connection and feeling the fullness and allowing each other to really be who you are with compassion and respect and love, then you need to recognize who you are and what you have to offer them.
Thank you so much, Danielle, and to everyone who was watching today. Hopefully this episode caused you to feel excitement. I'm excited about the answers that was shared with us today. I understand that journey so well. And if you'd like to have your question answered by your soul, go to the Michelle Vickers website, Consciousness Insider page. At the bottom is a form, fill it out, and hopefully we'll select your question in one of the upcoming episodes. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye now.
Bye-bye.